How's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Let's take a look at AMC while we let some people come in. All right. Man, AMC had a great day. It's insane. It's so cool. So crazy. Up 13.02%. Nuts. Let's take a look at GameStop. Man, GameStop just soaring over the past few days. Let's look at them in the 5-day chart. Oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable. Hey everybody, I see people starting to come in now. I'm just admiring these these charts. It's just it's nuts. Everything that's going on is so cool. It's just so exciting. AMC 1103. I mean, you're right. You said it. Oh, man, crazy. Just going insane, and it's going to continue. It's not done. This thing is just getting started. I did just release a video about what might happen, what's probably going to happen, just about the hedge funds and how they're scared. They're backed into a corner right now, and they're gonna try to fight. And so that video is going to be. I mean, I just feel like it's accurate. Like it's just so crazy what's going to happen. So I feel like these guys are going to try to claw their way out, and they're going to try to get back at us. Remember, we hit them where it hurts. What's up, Lance? We hit them where it hurts, which is their pockets. You know, these guys, it's money, money, money. That's not an exaggeration. It's all about the money, and we're going after their money. They're losing a lot, and they're not happy about that. 1,200 at a $5.50 average. That's good. See, buy the dip, buy the dip. And so, you know, it's funny, Lance, that you say that, because a lot of people, it's so funny how they wouldn't buy at $5, but they're willing to buy at, like, you know, $10. I know a buddy of mine, he just bought in at $9, and which is great, you know. But imagine if he would have bought in at $5, he would have been up double, you know. I see a lot of posts on, like, Wall Street Bets, for example, and on Wall Street Bets they're saying I finally pulled the trigger at $200. It's like, bro, if you would have pulled the trigger at $50, you imagine where you would be right now. Like, you guys would be so much higher. It's just so crazy. Are the shorts okay? So Eric, here's the deal, man. No one knows. So Eric's question was, are the shorts covering tomorrow? I've heard conflicting reports. Anyone who tells you they're covering tomorrow is speculating. And I'll say, let's put it this way. Let's take a look at the AMC chart, right? Let's go back a little bit. Let's look at the 1 month, and let's just go back here. What am I moving? Oh, I'm moving a level of support here. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Now, something to keep in mind. Wow, you're always here, my buddy. You're always here, my dude. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Whenever we were on, keep in mind that this big day was a Wednesday. So let's change this to daily, and let's go backwards really quick. Let's make sure we're in the right spot. So we'll go this way. So keep in mind, this day right here, I believe, was a Wednesday. Yes, the biggest day was a Wednesday. And is that a coincidence? Maybe, you know, it may have to do with the day that people are, the day that the shorts covered. So they may have, you know, because technically, you remember, there's those forgot what they're called. What is the word I'm looking for? Failure to deliver, FTDs. Those FTDs need to cover. And right now, it's been so crazy with everything going on. That's why I'm so excited about that DTCC rule, because them being forced to cover their positions is so huge. It's kind of, I think, just kind of think of it like a margin call. Them having to do that margin call and being forced to pay it is a big deal. Now, granted, there's the failure to delivers, and I don't know what happens whenever they fail to deliver. Let's say they fail to deliver, and there's a small penalty, a fee. Who knows what the repercussions are for those institutions? Now, unless it's a big, it has to hurt them. People talk about all the time. This is actually a big topic of conversation. So let's kind of get away from this for like just 1 second, but it's relevant. Is whenever Facebook, right? Let's say Facebook gets a fine. Let's say they get a fine of, $10 million for something small. $10 million to Facebook is really nothing. And what a lot of people do is they compare it to their total, and then they put it into a percentage. So for example, let's say a $10 million fine for Facebook is 0.0001% of what they own. And so if they it just doesn't add up. You know what I mean? It's just the relation to it is just so lame. Like, it doesn't even matter. That who cares if their penalty, and just like the Fintel report, reporting incorrect information was a $120,000 fine. Again, that's nothing for these guys. They're losing millions a day. Especially, I'm sure today they lost. I think yesterday I saw by that guy. He said that they lost, and granted, I don't know if this is true, but a lot of people seem to, I think he's some kind of financial person. They said that hedge funds lost $90 million yesterday. And take a look today. The GameStop was up another 26% today. So I'm sure they lost tens of millions of dollars again. It's going to continue. So as for, I guess, back to Eric's question about if they're covering tomorrow, I do like tomorrow. My original prediction was for last Wednesday, whenever they were supposed to cover. But again, they're not covering their positions. They are just playing by their own rules, doing whatever they want. So it's hard to say. With this, what I'm hoping for, and I think a lot of people are hoping for, is that DTCC rule. Now remember, it doesn't seem like it's passed yet, like it's official. So as long as it's not official, they can kind of do what they want. But right now, I think they're planning. I think they're planning their escape, and which is good for us because I think they're gonna either cover while it's at $10, or here's what I'm afraid of. I made a video about this tonight, and I think it's super important for you guys to share this video. People need to know that they're backed into a corner right now. They're gonna have to. I'm sure they know this is kind of the end game. It seems like the SEC has kind of spoken against them in a way, and they're gonna have to cover. So they're either going to just cover and just be done with it. But I really think that they're going to try to drive the price down. And then they're going to try to cover. Okay. So this way it's less. But even then, I don't think they're going to get it low enough to where we go anything less than $20. I mean, if they cover at this point, remember, we went from $2 up to $20. Look at that. What is that? 1,000% gain. So imagine 10 with 1,000% gain. I mean, it's, I'll just put it that way. Do I have any options for AMC? Yes. And this is something I mentioned before. I was in AMC. I kind of got caught in the middle of all of this. I was in AMC before anything. Let's put it this way. I was in AMC around here, $1.90. I have calls, and I'll tell you my strike price right now. I'm in all these brokerages. $2.50 is my strike price, and I always buy it just out of the money, just for safety reasons. So, and I bought it when it had that low IV. And IV, let me see if I can get a good definition for IV. This is pretty important. Options. So this is important whenever you're looking at options. IV is implied volatility, and essentially the lower the IV, from my understanding, it's the it says it's like less risky, it's less volatile technically, and you would get more money based on a lower IV. And it looks like these guys go into an example here, but so yeah, I got in very very early, and I just got caught in the middle of this. So I'm good either way, and technically I have regular. I don't have as many stocks as I do options. Just regular, just stocks, but. I've been averaging up just because I bought everything in so low. So just so you guys know, but I think these guys go into it. But yeah, basically it's good to have that low IV. You see, it's like less volatile, and so theoretically you would get more money. It would be a higher payout. Yeah, I mean, hoping this stays again above 10 this week. Yeah, Lance, that's a great point. I mean, everyone is obviously hoping it stays as high as possible, but keep in mind these guys they're gonna do what they can. They just want, at this point, I think they just want to mess with us. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think they just want to mess with us because we're messing with them, and they want to hit back, and they're gonna do whatever they can to just mess with us. At the very least, even if, here's the deal, they know they're going to have to pay. So I'm sure they're looking for a strategic way to drive down the price or get the price lower. And then they're going to try to cover at a higher, just cover at a lower price. This way, they don't have to pay as much. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work with these new, time is against them, especially with these new rules coming out. Now we have the AMC earnings coming up. There's a lot of stuff that people are just waiting on, they're banking on, they're getting excited about the stock. It's starting to go up, so I'm sure there are people who are chasing the stock right now and who will continue to chase it. They're seeing AMC 1,000 everywhere, so they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get in early, and that's probably what's going to happen. How do they short? How do they short today if we were at 100% utilization? So 100% utilization, from my understanding, is how just how much of the stock is essentially purchased. But look, there are the short shares available. So this is what remember, this is for like institutions. So I think it has it here. Absolute numbers. Yeah, it's just absolute number of shares that are available to short. So they can continue to buy these. What's good is whenever these short shares are smaller. That's usually a good sign. So we want this to be as low as possible. And it did go up. In my video today, I talked about how this number went up. Look at this short borrow fee rate. We were climbing up, so 11, 12, and then we dipped to 10. Now we dipped to 10. It does seem like a very, very small, minute amount has covered. And that's just based on these numbers that may not be completely accurate, but just based on what we're seeing here, it looks like a small amount may have covered. But now we're already back up to 11.81%. Okay, so we're back to where we were. We're continuing that upward movement, and like I said, I think there's that clock on them now with that DTCC rule. It's just crazy. Eric says, GME had a crazy run back in January on a Wednesday too. Yes. So let me see where we are here. So here, it was the same day. So it was January 27th. I know it off the top of my head because I've researched this day a lot. Oh, no, 28th? Okay, 27th, 28th. Sure. And yes, they had they had the crazy run, and boom. And then what happened? Robinhood shut down trading. They stopped trading. Call it whatever you want. Unfortunately, I was talking actually a coworker today about this, and unfortunately, they didn't do a good job of explaining. Let's say Robinhood was completely innocent. They did everything right. They did the best that they absolutely could. Unfortunately, their Citadel, Robinhood, and Melvin are way too close to each other. Melvin was in trouble and all this stuff. Everything that happened was just a mess. It was too coincidental for Vlad and Robinhood to stop the trading. They shouldn't have done that. And if they did do it, they did do it. And what he should have done is explain what happened clearer. Because remember, they said, "Oh, we had a liquidity issue," and then in the hearing, the congressional hearing, they said, oh, well, no, we didn't have a liquidity issue. We were able to raise funds. It's like, well, what is it? Like you guys you're flip flopping. It doesn't look good, and you weren't transparent with your customers, like the traders on Robinhood, and he messed up bad. Even if they're perfectly innocent, unfortunately, there are too many weird stuff going on. Too much weird. Let's see what else we got going on. Yeah, Steve, I'm with you 100%. Steve says he's waiting for a dip. In my video today, if you guys haven't seen it, watch it after the stream or something. And I think that's a very important video to share, because we need people to. It's basically like an AMC motivation. I really didn't go into anything crazy and like groundbreaking, but I want people to know that hedges they're gonna make a play soon. They're not just gonna let this run up and just quit. You know what I mean? They're, at the very least, they want to mess with us. All right. All right. I see Reina with the gorillas in the chat. Thank you, Reina. My personal exit strategy when the squeeze happens. I don't have an exit strategy currently. I am going to be holding and holding and holding, because as long as we hold, we're good. Like, it's going to continue. We choose the price. So whatever you want the price to be is where you hold until. And again, let's look at the AMC one again. This was not the top. This was not the top. They literally stopped trading. They halted trading right here. Look, this wasn't the top. It was continuing to go. In the pre-market, as a matter of fact, in the pre-market, it was still going up. It was continuing to go up in the pre-market. And I remember I was sitting in bed, I was so excited, but they halted trading as, after the pre-market. And it messed up everything. It just absolutely messed up all the momentum. Everyone got scared. And I didn't sell. But a lot of people, I don't even blame them for selling, to be honest. This was sketchy stuff. And that's what happened. Now we're in round 2. But you know what? Now we're starting at a higher point. This is something also that I want people to realize. We're starting much higher. Look, this started at $1.90. Let's say $2. It started at like $2. Even here, 4.5. That's fine. Even then, look, now we're starting at 10. Well, let's say we start at $10, for example. We're not going to start at anything less than like 4. So it's gonna be a good run this time. It's gonna be absolutely huge. I'm really looking forward to everything. So yes. To answer, yes, Steve. Wait for the dip. Everyone be prepared for that dip. The video talks about being prepared for the dip. Get ready for it. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if it dropped down to $7 or $8. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And you know what? Hopefully at that point, a lot of people will buy the dip and they'll continue to get bullish on the stock because they know that it's going up. And tomorrow I think is interesting just because I think there's a lot of things in our favor just with AMC right now. With the DTCC rule, tomorrow's earnings, and I think it could bring a lot of people to the stock. I think it could bring a lot of these more traditional just retail investors who have been investing for a long time. Because this is the kind of things that they look for. So I guess I'm just all over the place. So to answer your question about my exit strategy for the squeeze, I really don't have one at this time. I'm holding, and I'm going to continue to hold. And whenever it hits 100, 500, 1,000, whatever it's going to hit, like I'll just continue to evaluate it. I want to see the sentiment and what's going on. I do plan on sharing all of my positions, just being completely transparent. I really appreciate Trades for saying this, because he says, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. Like we're traders, we're in it to make money, and there are two sides to that. Of course, right now everybody's trying to stick it to the hedge funds, and some people are trying to make a lot of money. This has the opportunity. This is a very, very rare opportunity that everybody has a chance to make life-changing money. And that's what I would like. I would like life-changing money. I've made money right now. It's unrealized, but life-changing money is really what I'm looking for. And 1,000 and AMC at 1,000 would 100% get me there. And I think a lot of us also. Do we think, okay, this is a great question by David. Do we think they will shut down again whenever we run up? I was talking with my buddy again about this today, and he said he strongly believes it. He made a good point. He doesn't think that they will. And and I don't think they will either, because now during these congressional hearings, they essentially said this will not happen again. We figured out the issue, we solved the issue, and we fixed the issue. So I don't think that they're going to shut down again. All the eyes are on them. Their IPO is coming out, and they've basically ruined it. Now, who knows what they'll actually do, but I don't think that they're gonna. I don't think that they will shut down again. I really don't. And if they do, that's we would know. I think at that point, if they do, we would know that there's some kind of foul play happening with Citadel and Melvin and stuff if they do that, for sure. And there's a lot of speculation that whenever everyone sells, or whenever they have to buy these shares, whether it's the DCCC or they just decide to cover before it gets too high, then that's whenever people think that they're gonna just rat each other out and they're just gonna stomp all over each other. There was actually back at the beginning of all this, there was an employee that I think worked for Robinhood, and they said that that it was very contentious over there. There's a lot of it was just like super stressful over there, and I don't know, just a bunch of stuff like that. But I don't know if he really worked there. There's a lot of speculation, so I don't want to speculate too much on that. But let's see. I would wait till after earnings tomorrow, after hours. If it's bad, it'll dip then. Yeah, I really don't. I kind of don't see it dipping tomorrow with earnings coming up, just because a lot of people, I'm sure, they'll be buying into it. I think, like I said, I think a lot of people understand that it's going to be. They didn't make any money. They've been shut down, so they're expecting zero profits or negative profits or whatever. So anything that beats any kind of projection that there is going to be good for the stock, and that's what I'll say. Yeah. Really quick, I just want to thank everyone for showing up. I appreciate everybody being here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is it a buy? We discuss stocks and determine if they're a buy or not. AMC, as you can see, is a huge buy. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, I'm trying to get a lot of people to see the. Just give it some more visibility. I want people to know what's going on. I want people to know that they need to hold. It's so important. If you're new, consider subscribing. I love covering AMC. I'm also trying to cover other stocks. AMC is just my main stock right now, but I've been covering some other stocks. I want to get into. I got a lot of requests for UAMI, Mavis, these different things, and actually we're going to be looking at a few stocks toward the end of this, just so we can just take a look and see what stocks you guys are bullish on and what you like. So we'll see. Yep, Jacob, I got the Spurs hat, so you know what it is, man. William, I'm with you. William says, "What's an exit strategy?" That's what I like to see. Oh, Eric took it literally. Thank you for explaining what an exit strategy is, my friend. that is teamwork. Apes together strong. All right, that's what we say. Yeah, Ninja says we have a lot of support at $5.50. I really don't see it going much lower. I mean, let's take a look at the 1 month. I mean, yeah, I suppose that we have a lot of support right here. And granted, I mean, I'm sure. And even here, I mean, look, we have a lot of support here as well. So as long as we hold, I think as long as we hold these lines, that'll be huge. Yeah, we have a lot of support here. So I feel pretty good about this $7.64 mark. I mean, it has run up pretty well. And taking a look, and we talked about this in the last stream. The stocks go up and down. Look at this. It retraces and then it goes back up. See what kind of retracement we have. Let's use a Fibonacci retracement. Where are you at? And let's do it from the bottom of the run to the top. And this retrace, look at this. It landed right here at this. Which one's this? Oh, that's mine. Okay, so a little bit past the 61.8% retracement. So let's call this, we can call this like 65% retracement, which is pretty harsh retracement, but it came back. It's great. Yeah, so I think it's going to be great. Yeah, Ray's right. Even then, so Ray says if it goes down, 10%, we'll of course get we'll be on the SSR, and which is the short. I think it's a short selling rule, something like that. And essentially, they will only be able to short the stock on the upticks, not the downticks. Now, we saw this for a few weeks back here. Let me go ahead and clear this thing out. We saw this for like back here, and even then, the stock kept going down and stuff. And there's a lot of speculation here with these short ladder attacks. You can see just exactly how perfect these come down. Speculation, it's all very interesting, is what I'll say. It's hard to say no, that didn't happen. Whenever those charts look very, very interesting. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, Shannon, I'm with you. Shannon doesn't think it'll drop past like 7 or 8, but I think with them being scared, I think they might try to get us to that $7 or $8 mark. I would not be surprised if they brought us down to there. I really don't see it going much further than there unless people totally freak out. And if people freak out, that's not good. Like that, and that's part of my video. That's why I'm trying to get everyone to share it, because I want people to know we need to just hold strong. And I mentioned that they might try to drop it down to 7 or 8, I believe, in my video. And I just want people to be prepared. If you're prepared, then you won't be surprised. You'll say, okay, well, you know what? Corey called it. He said they're gonna try to force it down, and that's exactly what happened. So we're gonna hold strong by the dip, and they can't keep doing that. It costs them a lot of money to keep trading those shares back and forth to artificially drive the price down. Okay. Eric has a good point. Whenever the IPO, people are going to short Robinhood, and you're right. They 100% are. These guys, Robinhood is not looking good. I was talking about it again with my coworkers today, and they're not happy about. Well, I wouldn't say not happy. They don't like Robinhood, but they're not optimistic. Excuse me, for Robinhood's future, especially with that IPO. They know everyone's going to short it. No one wants to buy it. Everyone's mad, and everyone's switching out. I switched to Webull. I'm still in the process of moving everything over. Well, I switched to Webull and Fidelity. It's a hodgepodge, but yeah, like and I hate it because I love that Robinhood platform. It's so easy to use, so user friendly, so like smooth and pretty looking and everything. But you know what? If you guys are looking for a platform, man, Webull is incredible. Like, I never would have thought. You have everything in here. You can look at their financials. You can look at their, like, a little summary of their profile when they were listed on the exchange, institutional ownership. I mean, it's insane. Granted, this institutional ownership isn't too updated just yet, but news articles. And my boss, he actually uses what does he use? I don't know what the platform is called, but it's a lot of money. It's like over $50 a month, and Webull is free, and it basically gives you the same exact stuff. I think they can create like algorithms and some weird stuff, but I don't need all that. I just need a chart. I need my little indicators here, and that's it. I just need to be able to trade. Thank you, Matt. Love the rocket chips, man. He says, you're a buy, my guy. I appreciate the love, man. Thoughts on Roblox? Okay, Roblox is something I want to do a video on. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll start with that stock tonight. I'm gonna get through a few things, and then we'll talk about the stock. Do you think Do you think it'll launch before COVID is over? Or so here's the deal. So William asks, do I think AMC is gonna like launch before COVID is over, or continue after? So I've considered AMC, and this is a good way to think about it. I recommend a lot of people to adopt this mentality, and it really helps. AMC has, I keep saying this, has a lot of things going for them. They're not going bankrupt anymore. They're not, the vaccine's out, economy's opening, capacity's getting larger. Texas at 100% capacity, or like 100% open or whatever, and a lot of things are happening. at the in my eyes, worst case scenario, this stock is going to $25 to $30. That's the worst case scenario in my opinion for AMC. Again, not a financial advisor, not a financial advice. That's what I would assume. And the way I derive that is because a lot of these stocks, we talked about this in yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream, I talked about how all of these stocks are going at all-time highs. If you look at a bunch of charts, pick some stocks that are actually open, like the cruises and stuff. Not quite yet, but I do anticipate that they'll probably be at all-time highs. But look at some of these other ones. I looked at Disney the other day. Do I still have it up? Yeah, let's look at their max. Look, they're at an all-time high right now. An all-time high. Here's the pandemic. Or is that the pandemic? No. Where was the pandemic? 2020. Oh yeah, that was. Here's the pandemic right here. Dropped. All-time high. And so you look how fast they're recovering. Now, Disney may be due for some kind of correction, but I'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, that's okay. So at the end of the day, I do think that AMC is going to go to an all-time high, whether it's late January or late December, early January, somewhere around there. Because remember, they have plenty of time. I think by December, actually, they will be at an all-time high. I really do. Look at their all-time high being 33.51, and it can do it. I mean, everyone wants to think about it. What do you want to do? I talked about this yesterday. How I grew up going to the movies. That's all I did every single weekend. My family and I, we would go to the movies all the time. It was so great, so much fun, and I'm looking forward to that. Where was I? Let's see where we are. Jacob said it right. They underestimate us. And we'll buying the dip is on sale. It's basically free if you think about it. And that's a good time to buy in. That's a good time to buy in. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, so what might happen on March 19th? March 19th, the quadruple witching. This is something that I really want to get into with the video. I do need to do a little more research before I give my definitive kind of predictions. But I feel like March 19th is going to be huge. I feel like March 19th in combination with that DTCC rule is gonna really mess up these hedge funds. I think it's really gonna scare them, and I feel like those two in combination with just what's going on right now is going to make the hedge funds cover. I would love, I really hope that I would love for some kind of cover in March, and I'm really I'm hoping on that one. What are you saying, Nathan? What did Nathan say up here? Oh, does Roblox IPO tomorrow? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to take a look at Roblox in just 1 second. And we'll look at Nokia. Okay, we'll look at a few of these. Do you think the DSCC is going to be able to pay everybody all that money? DSCC. Daryl, are you talking about the DSCC? Are you talking about the DTCC? I think that's what you're saying. With the so remember, they don't have to pay anybody any money. The DTCC is collecting the money. So essentially what they're going to do is they're going to say, hey, think about, and just take this for what it is. Think of it kind of like a margin call. They're going to say, hey, you guys are at risk. Like, you guys are doing a lot of stuff. We're going to have to charge you for this. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's calculations, collateral, this and that just goes beyond everything. But essentially the gist of it is they're going to have to cover. And they're going to be forced to cover. And according to the article, or the filing, it said 1 hour. Now, granted, this is not set in stone yet. They can still go to, I don't want to say trial, but they can still try to amend it. They can still appeal it and mess with that. But if there's, from my understanding, if there's no objections within 30 days or something like that, then it's considered agreed upon. There's something weird like that. But That's what can happen. Let me take a look at a few things, and then let's take a look at some stocks. Let's look at like Roblox and all these other things you guys want to look at. I see a request for Nokia. So Nokia actually had a pretty interesting piece of news. I think they're going to go back into phones, but specifically phones for gaming, which is huge. Like, we all know how big gaming is. So I already looked at these. So, excuse me, I got a notification today that there's a new filing. It says it's an 8K entry into material definitive agreement, financial statements and exhibit forms. So I was trying to read through this thing, but man, if you were here yesterday, look how long this thing is. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes and goes. Usually they have some kind of like summary of what they're trying to do, but I couldn't really find anything. It says written communication pursuant to Rule 425. So I wonder if I can look up these rules and it'll say pre-commencement communications pursuant. But I did look up what an 8K is, and I took a look, and it says the 8K filing, known as the current report. Is known as the current report, and it is the report that companies must file with the SEC to announce major events that shareholders should know about. Companies generally have 4 business days to file an 8K form for an event that triggers the filing requirement. And I looked up a bunch of stuff. I said it could be good, it could be bad. Who really knows? So key takeaways. First of all, Investopedia with these key takeaways, those are clutch. So key takeaways: the SEC requires companies to file an 8K. Okay, we just did that. For significant events relevant to shareholders, companies have 4 business days. Okay, we knew that. Public companies use Form 8K as needed, unlike some other forms that must be filed annually or quarterly. So from my understanding, it's essential. Well, let's read the last one really quick, and then I'll give you my understanding. Form 8K is a valuable source of complete and unfiltered information for investors and researchers. That one's pretty interesting. But from my understanding, it's a new piece of information. A new piece of information has appeared, or they want to discuss, or they want to talk about. I don't know what it could be. So, here we go. Actually, I like this right here. Also known as the Form 8K. Okay, the report notifies the public of events including acquisitions, bankruptcy, the resignations of directors, or changes in the fiscal year. Oh my gosh. This might be crazy. We know they're not going bankrupt. I don't think anyone is going to resign unless they have a situation like, remember, whenever the GameStop CFO resigned, that's whenever they had their run up. They went from 50 to 100 like instantly. Hope that snap wasn't loud on the thing. So they went that high instantly. So again, I don't know if it would be that, but changes to the fiscal year, I don't know why they would change their fiscal year if they're trying to change the actual thing. But a lot of people have been speculating an acquisition. Let's see if we can take a look at the institutional ownership. Institutional. Man, do you think it could be an acquisition? That would be insane. An acquisition would be crazy. And this is something I love. 21.83% institutional ownership. That's huge. Oh, okay. It looks like we did have a new institutional buyer today. Well, how much did they purchase? Oh, okay. So not too much. 74,000 shares, which is a whole lot of shares. But in the scheme of percentages, I mean, does it say the percentage here? It's probably not that high. Probably like 1% or something. Or like, less than a percentage. Yeah, probably less, because somebody purchased 14 million. I think they were at 5%. So it might be a percentage, something like that. So that would be extremely interesting. Can you guys imagine what would happen if that's actually a great point. I feel like something like an acquisition would be, well, we all know an acquisition would be huge for AMC. Like, it would be huge for any company, and it would drive that price so high that I'm curious if it would force the shorts to just cover and just at some point they're gonna have to call it a wash. Whether they're gonna wash a whole lot or they're gonna wash a lot is up to them. There's no scenario in the world where they have to cover a little bit. There's none. They have to choose if they want to cover at $10 or if they want to choose to cover at $25. It's up to them, and they're going to pay for it. These guys, they're just stuck. And I think they're trying to look for any kind of out. And they're going to realize, they're going to look around and be like looking for an escape route. And they're going to find that there's none. They're stuck. They're absolutely stuck. Hey, thanks so much for subscribing, Fitness. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm trying to keep you guys updated a lot. Matt over here says changes in fiscal year covers a lot of territory. That's a good point. Now I don't know, what is included in changes in the fiscal year. That could be another thing. Obviously, I'm wishful thinking that it's an acquisition. Realistically, it's probably something in the changes of the fiscal year. Now I don't know if they're going to change their actual fiscal year. If that's like an umbrella for, gosh, I don't even know what it'd be an umbrella for. Some kind of umbrella for something. So let's take a look. Anything else? Oh, this includes, okay, Matt says this includes the pay rate of change of ownership. Okay, so pay rate changes of ownership. So if someone's trying to pay themselves more or less, in the scheme of AMC, unfortunately, it might be more from what we've seen before. So I guess we'll kind of see. Let's take a look. Oh, he says on Webull I can see. Let's see what's going on Webull. Let's take a look at news. Q4 earnings preview. Notable earnings. Not really seeing anything here. Ninth Amendment credit letters. Yeah, we'll have to see. But let's take a look. So everyone wants to know about Roblox. Bitcoin is dipping. Can I look at Bitcoin on here? A crypto. Understood. Yeah, man, Bitcoin is dipping. Wow. 55. Man, crazy. So crazy. Beginning of the year, these guys were like 4,000. Who would have thought, Who would have thought? Okay, so let's see. So Roblox. Let's look at Roblox. Let's see what the dealio is here. See, I don't know anything about Roblox. It's a RBLX stock. Let's see. March 10th. There it is, the IPO. So let's look at oh my gosh. What I don't know is what are they doing? Investing anything here? Maybe about us? Whoa. News. Dang, I wanted to make a video on Roblox too. I guess I missed out. So I guess I'll give you my input on IPOs. And I think Roblox is it may be an exception to my opinion on IPOs. IPOs are very, very volatile. They go crazy. I think a good example of that would be maybe QuantumScape. Let's see. QS. QuantumScape, let's look at their, I think they've only been open for a little bit. Yeah, so they started here. And so, well, I guess if you look here, so they kind of go up all and down. So take a look. If you were in QuantumScape early, this is September. Okay, perfect. So this is good. So they started at $9.75. Now, granted, they instantly gapped up to, it looks like $11. Let's say $12, okay, if you bought in quickly. So they gapped up all the way there. So if you got in at $12, that's great. But look at this. And this was on 9/3, so September 3rd, and it looks like it peaked on September 4th, okay? Just one day, and look what happened. Just dropped. Like a sack of potatoes. I guess a little longer, but this was, so what was this? 9/4, and here's 10/4. Well, 10/4 approximately. So all the way back down. So from 25 to here, 16. And then it kept going. Looked like it bottomed out at 11.25, which if you were here, you're barely up, and that's that. Now, granted, it kept going. QuantumScape is actually one of these companies that I really love. I was so mad because I was trying to follow their IPO because I had researched QuantumScape, and if you don't know what they do, I just so happen to know that these guys do solid state batteries. Now, solid state batteries is something that's never been done before. People have attempted, but realistically, it's too hard to do. Now, the benefits of solid state batteries are everything. They last longer. They're lighter. They're smaller. They're this. They're that. I mean, they're. I'm trying to think of a. They do it all. They're the Thanos glove in a good way. Okay, they do everything. But okay, so they dropped, right? And then look, they went back up to 52. You know what I mean? And 87. So they go back up, but at the beginning they are volatile. You don't really know where they're going to go. Now, if you feel good about a stock, I mean, look, at the end of the day, these guys were up, and QuantumScape is one of those that I'd keep your eye on, because I feel like QuantumScape does have some good upside. And you know what? Taking a look at this chart setup, if anybody's interested, well, I don't know why no one asked about QuantumScape, Corey, but just in case, where's my trend line here? They just broke out of this descending level of resistance. So they had a big dip, and they just broke out of this with an engulfing candle. It looks like if you're interested, let's take a look at Roblox. Back to Roblox Investor Day. A lot of stuff here. So it's Roblox. I don't think it's on Webull just yet, is it? RBLX. Oh my gosh. Nope. Profile? Okay. Oh, okay, here's the website, corp.roblox.com. Oh. Excellent. Let me check the chat really quick while this... Oh, it already loaded. What is Roblox? We enable anyone to imagine, create, and have fun with friends as they explore millions of immersive 3D experiences, all built by a global community of developers, which is great. If this is what I think it is, because let's see, powered by creators. And so what's so cool about something like this, I mean, it's genius. It's like having what is it like? Kind of like Minecraft, like where it kind of runs itself. You know, you have you create everything, but the players, they just kind of manage it all. It's like having something open source. If that's what this is, it's what it seems like. How popular? Roblox is ranked as one of the top online entertainment platforms for audiences under the age of 18, based on average monthly visits and time spent on ComScore. Our popularity is driven purely by the community, with millions of people signing up through word of mouth every month, which is the best. If you guys if you know anything about marketing, you know word of mouth is the absolute best thing that you could possibly have in the entire world. Word of mouth is it. Learn how to all get started. Let's see how many developers. Oh, 8 million developers. I was like, why is it going so slow? 20 million experiences. So as you can see, there's a lot of big things going on with this. Roblox, to me, I mean, it's so funny because it's almost like a meme stock, but they have all this support for from like Wall Street bets and stuff. Like they have the right support that'll drive this stock. I'll say this: I while I'm usually skeptical on IPOs, I do feel like Roblox, I mean, if you get in early, could treat you well. Again, there's a lot of volatility, and it's hard to kind of guess where this is going to go. But if you play it as a longer term stock, or at the beginning maybe as a swing or something, it could treat you really, really well. Man, I can't believe this is IPOing. All my money's tied up. Otherwise, I would probably try to jump in, to be honest. I would want to do a little more research on what exactly they're doing. But man, that's insane. So insane. Looks like we are. Esteban wants to know if anyone's going in on Roblox tomorrow. Anyone know what they will? That's a good question. I can look that up for you. Let's see. What will... Let's see. Well, it says direct listing of $45 a share. Okay, seems like it seems like it's going to be $45 a share. Which it's hard to tell if where can I buy IPO. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of requests for PLTR. Well, I guess 2 requests in a row. So that is the next winner. Where am I? PLTR. Okay. And this is another one that's huge on Wall Street Bets. A lot of people know about it. Palantir. So let's talk about what they do. Palantir Technologies Inc. builds software platforms for institutions. The company operates two segments: commercial, which serves customers working in non-government industries, and government, which serves customers that are agencies in the United States federal government and non-United States governments. It has built two software platforms: Palantir Gotham, which is just known as Gotham, and Palantir Foundry, which is just known as Foundry. Gotham is a software platform which is constructed for analysts at defense and intelligence agencies. Gotham enables users to identify patterns hidden within data sets, ranging from signals, intelligence sources, to reports from informants, and helps the United States and allied military personnel. Foundry, on the other hand, creates a central operating system for organizations' data. Individual users can integrate and analyze the data. Let's take a look at their website. Okay, here's what they do. Okay, so there are two sections here. I like to see personalized. I like to try to disallow as many cookies as I can. Just close. Let's do this. So institutions have. Well, let's see what's going on here. I like it when you land on it and just tells you what it does. Solutions. This is what I like to look for. Oh wow, a lot of solutions. Okay, let's see if there's anything here specifically. I like auto solutions. Everyone knows EV is huge right now. Anything EV. BlackBerry's doing a lot of EV stuff. Well, just a lot of technology stuff, like with what is that stuff called? They have their own operating system. I did a whole video on BlackBerry and what they do. It fried my brain to make that video because I had to learn what they did, and then I had to talk about it. And I'm a web developer, and even that stuff was just over my head. What they're doing is just, I couldn't even imagine. And granted, there's a lot of different things that go into, so they're doing something completely different than I'm doing, but it's insane. So let's see here, automotive. So throughout its lifetime, a vehicle generates a massive amount of data from initial design to production and assembly, through marketing and sales, and eventually in use on the road. This data can provide valuable insight into quality, safety, and performance. But processing and integrating vehicle data takes time and effort that could otherwise be spent diagnosing complex problems. And so I'm wondering so let's see what their solution is. I might just go to the bullet points here. So they can, looks like, they're using Foundry, and they're using Foundry to detect urgent and chronic problems on the assembly line, identify their root causes, and modify designs and processes accordingly. I already like this. Let me read the other bullet points, and I'll tell you why I like this. Dramatically accelerate problem detection and find problems months before warranty claims even come in by alerting on connected vehicle sensor data from the field. They also collaborate with suppliers to resolve issues with quality part availability before they delay manufacturing process, improve customer safety and regulatory compliance by drastically improving recall scoping as administration accuracy and speed, with tightly integrated vehicle configuration and part release data. So this is actually pretty interesting. This is kind of similar to what BlackBerry is working on, and this is one of their many solutions. So BlackBerry, I guess, to try to break it down as much as possible. So you'd not miss the Nokia chart. I'll probably go there next. Something important that BlackBerry is doing, and it seems kind of similar to this, is they are their solutions. Okay, their solutions basically for cars specifically. There's a bunch of different sensors on the cars, right? And currently, yes, we know what the sensors do, like if your tire pressure is low, this and that and the other. But their sensors can do much, much more than just that. Like they're sending data, and I'm sure they can tell you everything from like how people are stopping and this and that. And it's just a bunch of data that are gonna go into these cars. And something important is like detect urgent and chronic problems on the assembly line and identify the root causes. And I don't know how this is doing it. I haven't looked into it enough. Obviously, I'm like just looking into this. But if there's something that will save this company a lot of money in the assembly line, remember, recalls are expensive. I mean, I'm sure you guys theoretically know how much like recalls can be, but a recall for like these vehicles, I'll give you an example. My fiance's grandfather, he bought a truck. The truck had a recall, and the part that they had to fix, all the labor and everything that went into it, he didn't have to pay a penny of this, but it was around $14,000 because of where it was, like in the engine or something. It was like a small little part. They had to like go in. It was just a huge mess. And they're not going to give everyone a brand new like car body and everything. They have to go in and fix it. And it's just insane what this could do. So for them to be able to fix this stuff is enormous. Okay. So I don't want to get too much into it. Let's take a look at the chart setup really quick. And then we'll kind of look at the next stock. You know what? I kind of like this. So now the question is, did we find a bottom? I don't know if we found a bottom yet. Taking a look here, we can let's go and grab a trend line here. So I do like this trend line around. We can probably grab it from here. So it actually does look like it just broke above that descending level of resistance, and as long as it continues, that may be a good thing. As you can see, though, there's two more things that we need to take a look at. Let's take a look at this RSI, the Relative Strength Index. So as this goes higher, that means that it's going to be overbought. So anything over 70 is overbought. Anything under 30 is oversold. Okay. Now, what that means is just typically, like for example here, you can see it was oversold, right? It was past the 30 mark, and look, that's right here, and it just went back up. So it was oversold here. And if you see something like this, you can typically tell that a good rule of thumb is it's typically going to cross back over. It's going to rally. Now, it's not always the case, but good indicator there. Another thing to take a look at is, so here we have this is the 15 MA, so the 15-day moving average. And here we have the 200 EMA, so essentially the exponential moving average, which is the moving average on a 200-day period. Now, what you want to look for is you want this to cross over this 200 EMA. So you can see here, so as you can see, as it drops under the 200 EMA, it basically indicates that you're in bearish territory. And as you can see, it was in bearish territory. It just kept going, kept staying under. Hasn't really passed it. So what you're going to be looking for is, and it does look like it got kind of close here. So it did break above this level of resistance. And if it can actually hold strong around, I'd kind of want it to pass. It broke that. It's kind of tricky to tell here. But you may just want to keep watching. I'd make sure it respects. Let me just bring this one down. We can have it. Oh no, I did like it where it was actually. We can. I would make sure it passes this line. So this $24 mark. If it comes with an engulfing green candle, that could be great. That could be pretty huge for you to buy in here. Palantir on as a long-term stock. I would say this is a long-term play though. I wouldn't try to scalp it. I mean, I don't know if it could be squeezed. I guess it's just a possibility. It went pretty high, but pretty harsh recovery. I mean, or retracement. I mean, it really broke a lot of these things, but I guess it is supporting pretty well here around the $23 mark. Let's take a look at Nokia. I know some people want to take a look at Nokia. Actually, before I go, let me see if there's any kind of news here that happened recently. Oh, is this Roblox again? Oh no. Yeah, so it looks like Roblox is going to be around $45. And everyone asking, the question is, what is it worth? What is that stock worth? I'll tell you what, Wall Street bets behind it could be pretty huge. Nokia. I don't want this one on here. Okay, Nokia. Let's see what we got going on. So news 7 hours ago, 10 hours ago. No news just now. 5 base or global 5G base. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here's the deal. We're trading kind of sideways. I guess that was a small little chart though. We're kind of going down. I don't know if I like this just yet. I'm not sure if we found a bottom here. I would look for a bottom where it continues to trade sideways. See here, somebody probably would have thought this would have been a bottom, and it did look pretty good, but there was no real indicator that said that, like, hey, this is going to be good here. You know, it had this level of support, and you can kind of see this for yourself, guys. Look, you see this, how many points we have touching here. You can see this ascending level, or this I guess level of support, and it broke this. It did kind of recover, and so this it looks like it's going to teeter around here, but this is a little scary. I'd be weary to jump in. Now, as far as what Nokia is doing, like I said, they just announced that they're going back into the phones. Let me see if I can go to Nokia. So Nokia, let's see if they have any news, any new news going on. Where are you at? Investor, oh, newsroom. Newsroom. 20F, March 4th. Nothing super new, but it will have emissions by, okay, so some good, green stuff going on. Telecom rollout into the Philippines, 3-year deal. So, I mean, they have a lot of stuff going for them. This and a lot of people are bullish on Nokia, especially with that 5G rolling out. They're going to try to go into those phones if they can penetrate that market. Right now, who is it with all the phone market? Is it Samsung? And they have and I think who released that phone? Gaming phone, was it Asus? Gaming phone. There was a cool one that was like a big deal. Oh, it was ROG. Which I think is Asus. It is Asus. Asus. Yeah, Asus ROG. This phone is pretty legit. I don't know if you guys ever seen this one. Let's look at images. This phone is just cool looking. Yeah, but it has like a crazy processor. It's meant for gaming and stuff like that. I think what's that guy's name? The Tesla guy. MHBD, whatever his name. He talked about it, and it's pretty legit. I mean, seems pretty good. So Nokia, I'm trying to see here. I wish I could see Nokia phones news. Yeah, I really can't see anything here, but yeah, I think Nokia is going to be a good stock long term, for sure. And that's good. A lot of people are I guess to tie this into what's going on with all the squeezes and stuff. Traditionally, you want to be diversified. You don't just want to be in one stock. Even me, I'm diversified. I'm in a few. Well, I wouldn't consider myself truly diversified, but I have a few different stocks, and I think it's good to just be around a few different places. Just a few different places. Just to not be so. Don't YOLO on everything, AMC, a lot. You guys know how I feel about it. AMC, in my opinion, I think it is a pretty good YOLO. If you were to YOLO, I would feel comfortable with that, just because I think there's only one way they can really go. Even if you have to hold it for a year, you'd be good. Like, you'd get great return on your investment, better than like the S&P 500 and stuff. So, but then again, those are a little more safer. But right now, we're in a very unique situation. That's a good point. So, Crackwag here is saying Roblox is one of those games that doesn't make you feel bad when you lose, which is good because, kids and new generations like it. Yeah, there's this whole wave that I really wasn't a part of Minecraft and games similar to that. Roblox seems pretty similar to that, and I personally, I don't understand it. I like the progression and competitiveness of like a PvP game where you have to shoot, or even WoW or something. But I never really got into these other kinds of games, like the kind of like block type games is what I call them. But I'm sure they're a lot of fun. My cousin, he's in the whole Minecraft thing. He'll play it for hours, and you know what? I like the concept of it for. This is going to sound so lame, but for from a developmental standpoint, for like their brains and stuff, because he goes in and he, just the things that they think about, like even the basic structure of a house with the windows and the doors and stuff. I don't know. There's something about it that is like, hey, this is pretty cool. Like, I bet you Minecraft is going to have a lot of influence on young architects, because these people can build some crazy things. I'm sure you've seen the insane ones where they build like the Enterprise, like the Star Trek ship, Hogwarts, full cities and like towns and stuff. It's incredible. It's very impressive what they were able to build, but I don't know. Who knows? EYES. This is a wild one. Okay, this is an absolutely wild one. Webull has the tops right here, and you can see the top. Oh, I can't see it on this one. Oh yeah, here. So if you look at it for the 5 days, eyes. In the past 5 days, they're up 779%. Now, you guys know what I always say. I do not chase stocks. I do not recommend chasing stocks. Trey, everyone knows Trey's Trades. That's my boy right there. He, and he'll be the first to tell you, he recommended Rocket, and I think he kind of recommended it sort of the top or something. Either way, people, just do what people shouldn't really follow exactly what other people are doing. Make the best decision for themselves, and I'm sure he'll say that too. But unfortunately, a lot of people he doesn't chase plays either, but he chased it, and unfortunately, he considers himself a bag holder. Now, do I think he's going to lose money on the play? Depends if he plays it long term or not. But he's, and it just goes to show you that's his rule. He even says it. He says that my rule is do not chase, and he chased it. But I don't like to chase either. That's one of my rules also. I don't like to chase, and I'll miss out on plays for it. I missed out on. What did I miss out on? I missed out on a lot of things. I don't need to talk about everything, but you can see, So let's see, 3 or 5. Yeah, I mean this is like 3 days with 3.5, and we're on 3.9, so 4 days, including this part. But went down a little bit. Now here's the deal. This is actually a pretty good setup for it if it continues to rally, because this is nice. Look how it's like stair stepping. You see this? Stair stepping. Now, granted, and these retracements, we can look at how each retracement looks. I don't even know what these guys do. So this one let me bring this to the top of this candle here. So about 61.8. Let's clear it. Again, C6, just 61.8 again. And I think this one's going to be larger. So let's see what this one is. Where's my run? We'll run it from here. See, this one is a little harsher, around 78.6 retracement. So, but if you're bullish on the stock, honestly, I think that this might be a good time to buy it. Now, keep in mind, I think it does typically go up in the pre-market, and that kind of mess some people up. So, you may want to get it as soon as it opens if you are planning on going in. I'm scared with this stuff just because of we've seen what happened with the QuantumScape volatility, and I'm very weary about chasing these plays. So just be careful. Oh, you're thinking eyes is going to be at $40 tomorrow. Here's the deal. If you wanted to go to $40, more than happy for you, buddy. More than happy. I appreciate it. All right, let's see what else we got going on. You know what? I don't even know what eyes does. Let's see what they do. Let's look at their profile. Okay, so their Second Sight Medical Products. Ooh, this might be good. Is engaged in developing, manufacturing, and marketing prosthetic devices that restore vision to blind individuals. Whoa, that's pretty impactful first sentence. Jeez. The company intends to develop Orion visual cortical prosthesis. Man, I'm really giving me a run for my money. Prosthesis, which provides useful artificial vision to individuals who are blind due to various causes, including glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, optic nerve injury, or disease, or forms of cancer and trauma. Man. See, okay, before I go any further, this stuff scares me because some of this sounds too good to be true. And I really hope, I mean, there's a lot of people who suffer from these things, and it's so tragic. And I really hope that this stuff is real. But I get a little skeptical with some of this stuff. It almost seems too good to be true. And we see a lot of these things where I remember I would read it all the time on like Reddit and stuff. And I got to the point where I just stopped paying attention to it, because they would say, oh, we found like a cure for this, for that. And then it just kind of disappears. Now, granted, I'm sure it fails in studies, or maybe it's still in studies, but some of the stuff just, you want to make sure it's real. Actually, let's talk about the car, the EV company. Who is that EV company? Nikola. Nikola, I think they just had concept for a car. And they had a concept for a car, and it got a lot of hype, and it went really big. And then the hype kind of died, because they did not have an actual car. They just had the idea of a car. And everyone loves the idea of something, but until they can actually deliver. Remember, there's a lot of hoops they have to jump through before they can even release this car. They need to make sure it passes safety standards and this and that and the other. There's a lot of stuff that go into this. Okay. Well, that's basically what these guys do. I mean, this stuff is so interesting, and hopefully it's huge. As far as institutional ownership, that's something that I love to look at. You know what? And this is actually, so I'll tell you two things about this. Number one, I love institutional ownership. I see 7.30%, so 7.3% of institutional ownership, which is kind of small. I like something much bigger. I like, even AMC is a little small for me. But 20% institutional ownership can tell you a lot. That's what AMC is at, and it tells you there could be some real, these guys believe in the stock is what I'll say. However, seeing Vanguard Group increase their stake by 240% from what they previously had is very interesting to me. Granted, this is this was 3 months old. But that is pretty interesting to me that they did this. And you know what? Thinking about that, they're probably sitting pretty right now if they're still in this stock, because it really ran. So I think that says something there. Let's see what else we were looking at. Check out AC, or hold on. This guy wanted me to look at COUP. ANG. I have no clue who this is, or what they do, or their chart, or anything about them. Are they real? Who are these guys? COUPANG. Coupang. Korean e-commerce site offers. Okay, so they're gonna IPO. I don't really know much about this company. Unfortunately, it's hard to see. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot on here. I'm trying to see what they do, though. I guess if they're a Korean e-commerce. Now, this kind of... I wonder if this is going to be something like... What is that? Like DHgate, or those people who make... I don't want to say counterfeit products, but kind of like knockoff products. And they sell it. And they're like... They're They're not... how do I say this? They're not the originals, they're I guess it is what it is. They're kind of knockoff products. A lot of people love to use them, like DHgate and stuff like that. And that could be a good thing. But, I'm just not sure. I don't know is like DHgate publicly traded? It's kind of like a Wish, even. If you think of Wish, I know most people know Wish. DHgate publicly traded. Oh, I don't know. I don't see anything here, but so it could be good. But I mean, I think Wish is publicly traded, is it? No, I guess not. All right. Well, unfortunately, that's what I got for that one. ACTC. ArcLight Clean. Oh baby, is this gonna be ArcLight Clean Transition Corp? Is a blank check company. The company is formed for the purpose of effecting a merger, share exchange, asset acquisition, share purchase, reorganization, or similar business combination with one or more business entities. The company intends to pursue opportunities created by the transition towards sustainable use of natural resources. This seems like two different businesses here that they have. They want to merge these companies, and like it's like they're I don't even know what you would consider them. It's like they manage companies, they help companies get together by making it easy, by like doing all that, and then they're also doing energy, natural resources, intended to pursue opportunities created by the transition towards sustainable. Not really sure what that means, unless they're trying to find two companies that are trying to be green. Like if they have, I don't know, some kind of gas and oil company, and they're trying to get them with some kind of green company. I really don't understand that business model. Let's see how other people feel about it. What do I know? Let's see. No analysts. Let's see here. Institutions. Hey, you know what? 36% institutionally owned. I like it. That's something I do like. That means people who are much smarter than me have decided that they like the stock and they're in it. And hopefully it works out for them. Unfortunately, I'm just, it's so hard. This is why it's a little tricky to look at these stocks, because I've never even heard of this one, and it sounds crazy to me. But again, those institutions, they do a lot of research before they buy into a stock. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Hey, you know what? Let's look at a 5-year. Oh boy. Okay, so coming down from where they used to be. When is this? 2020. Oh, okay. So they're actually, let's do the 1 year. Here we go. This looks a little more manageable. So they're kind of volatile right now. I'd be careful. I'd be very careful with this one. Now, granted, they do look a little oversold here. So we did see a little bit of a bounce. Now the question is, are they gonna hold here, or are they gonna break through? Let's see if we can get a trend line here. I don't like any of these trend lines. See if we can get one. Let's see if we can get a good one. Whoops. It's touching the right amount of points, but I still don't like this trend line. I would be very careful with this stock. I'd continue to look for a bottom. I'd wait for them to trade a little longer. Let's take a look at a more microscopically. Maybe that will help. Okay, so I guess that first trend line wasn't so bad. So if they kind of respect this level of resistance here, they passed through it before, so they're holding up pretty well now. Now the question is, what's going to happen? And looking here, now they do look actually a little overbought, so I'd be super weary with this stock. Again, I do like institutional ownership and where they are, so maybe that'll be great. What else are we having going on in here? Josh, I want to actually acknowledge what you're saying. So clearly you're bullish on AMC, on GME. So that's great. Let's talk about some of your points. GME is literally, okay, so here we go. I don't know why people like AMC. GME is literally 4,000 times what AMC is doing. Okay, so you have such an interesting point. Let's continue to see the other comments. GME is making a lot more. Smart money is in GME. GME will go to 500,000. So I think you're just memeing us, but this is actually a very, very, very good point that I would like to. Even when the theaters were open, the stock was falling. These are some great points. So let's take a look. So GameStop, it seems like you may be a little new to stocks. So basically, if you look at GameStop, let's look at GameStop over a 5-year period. Let's look at it over a 1-year period. Let's take this away. This was GameStop. They were going here they are at 20, here they are at 25. They were up here, okay? They've been dropping for the past 5 years. Just been dropping. They haven't evolved, they haven't changed their market, they haven't changed anything that they're doing. And for 5 years, which is why the hedges decided to short them, because they're basically dying. They went into COVID. They were closed as well. So you're unfortunately all your arguments are incorrect. You're not saying the right information. You're trying to get people to switch over. And realistically, it's I don't think you're going to convince anybody with those arguments. Those are the incorrect arguments. GameStop is just, I don't know, my friend. I don't know if you're in the right place right now. And on top of that, AMC, they did the right thing. Whenever people started purchasing into the, or what was I saying? Whenever AMC started to squeeze up here, they started to go up. AMC made the right play. They sold out some of their positions. They were able to recover, and they're doing great. The economy is going to open, and they're going to do just fine. Now, GameStop will do good. You're long on GME. Okay, sure. So AMC is now, they're open. They're not going bankrupt. There's a lot of momentum behind them. Same thing with GameStop. You think GameStop deserves to be trading at $200? Maybe it does, but it's a little tricky to really, to possibly justify that. Now, granted, here's the deal. I hope GameStop goes to 10,000. You know what I mean? I really hope it does, and I hope these shorts get really messed up. But I really don't think that AMC is a bad play at all. AMC is a great play. They're opening up. They're going to be able to just take it by storm. You know what I mean? But I appreciate your opinions. I guess maybe don't spam it, but that's okay, man. I appreciate the counter argument. RKT. I did make a video on RKT. I do like the stock. I made 2 videos on RKT, or a few, I guess. One of them was absolutely terrible. Do not watch it unless you're bullish on AMC. One of my videos was basically, I started talking about RKT, and it was essentially an AMC, why you should be an AMC. So not my best video, but I recommended RKT back here around somewhere, and then it coincidentally, it just ran up, and it had like a little squeeze or whatever happened to it. And then, of course, it retraced. But I called it around back here. Just thought it was a good stock. And the reason why I think it's a good stock is because of mortgages. A lot of people purchased homes during this time with the interest rates being so good. And on top of that, they're selling a lot of different products related to mortgages and stuff like that. So it's a very good time for the... It's a pretty good time for the housing market. Like there's a lot of demand right now for houses because the interest rates are so low. I purchased a home because the interest rates were so low, and I think that it's huge. I think it's a good long-term play. Again, I don't recommend anyone play these stocks for a squeeze or short-term play. I obviously and that's just a personal opinion. If you see the numbers are there, that's what Roaring Kitty did. Roaring's, I don't know how much he believed in GameStop as an actual company with what they can do, but he did see that there was a setup there, and that the shorts were greedy, and he capitalized on that. And you know what? Good for him. Good for him. He's doing fantastic. I don't know if you guys saw his latest post. He's up. He's already back at 40 million. He doubled down, I believe, whenever it was at like $40. Whenever GameStop was at $40, and now he's already back to where he was. It's insane. Let's see what else we got. I'm probably gonna have probably in 7 more minutes. So let's take a look at a few stocks. Let's see what else we have. Let's take a look at the chat. Charlotte, that's a good question. Do I think 319 calls at $13 are good? I do like those. I'm not sure what the premium is. Let's see. That is a good point. SkyTrader says options are riskier. Options are riskier. Keep in mind that if you purchase this, if you do just a regular single option, you're gonna be. Or let me go to GameStop or AMC. If you purchase an option and it doesn't hit your strike, or you're not in the money, you could lose your entire investment, and it's something to be ready for. So March 19th, how much would this cost at $13? What was my cost here? Gosh, I'm just not used to this platform yet. What would this cost me? Oh, I was hoping it would give me a price. What's my premium? Anyways, I do like it. I feel like that might work, but you have to do your own. I have a call. Let me see what my call is, and I'll just let you know what I did, because I really can't tell you what to do. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? Okay, well, I have a call for this Friday at $13. So we'll see how that plays out. But $13 strike price. So maybe I'll get close. Maybe tomorrow will be a huge day. We have a lot of, like I said, we have a lot of things going for us. A lot. And so hopefully tomorrow is a huge day for us. Really quick, I forgot. If you guys wouldn't mind liking the video, helps me a lot. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have all of you. It's such a good time. I'm really liking live streaming. I think I'm gonna try to do it most days. I'm gonna see. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. I usually post on Twitter if I'm gonna go live that night. And I've been liking it. I think I am gonna try to go live. This is fun, guys. I have a really good time with y'all. I have a really good time. Let's see what else we have going on. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I do have a call. I think calls are great. I think calls are going to help this, guys. And this is, I did my video on this, but look at this. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options. Where's the open? Oh my gosh, I'm in the puts. What am I doing? That's why I'm so confused. I was wondering why that was so expensive. So yes, these are freaking fantastic. Look at these open contracts. Look, guys, if we expire in the money at $10, look at how many. Remember, how many contracts will have to be bought. Remember, this is almost 52,000 times 100. I think that's like 5 million. Let me see. 5,200,000 just from this one alone. Plus this, plus all of these. Plus all of these. We're talking tens of million, or how many tens? Yeah, probably tens of millions of contracts. Or something along there. I have to do the math. But lot of contracts there, guys. A lot. A whole lot. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, you've been asking about this the stock for a while. Let's take a look, and we will see. You see, there are too many stocks, guys. I wish I could know about them all. Of course, I've heard about Naked Brand. Unfortunately, I have no clue what they do. Good news is Webull, handy dandy Webull, has this thing. By the way, if you're interested in Webull, I do have a link in the description. I don't really mind if you use it or not, but if you are going to use it, might as well use that one, because you do get 2 free stocks if you deposit $100. I do get a free stock, but I'm not too worried about that part. So let's see what Naked Brands does. Naked Brand Group is an intimate apparel and swimwear company. Intimate apparel. The company designs, manufactures, and markets a portfolio of brands catering to a broad cross-section of consumers and market segments. Its brand include Naked, Bendin Man, Davenport, Ella Love, Fairform, Hickory, Lovable, Pleasure State, Heidi. Okay, continues. Heidi Klum. Hey, that's a pretty big name. The company's products are also available in over 44 countries worldwide through around 6,000 retail stores. The company's brands are distributed through department stores, specialty stores, independent boutiques, and third-party e-commerce sites globally, including Macy's, Nordstrom, Saks, Harrods, Selfridges, and Amazon. Wow, this is pretty crazy. That's a lot of stuff. Let's take a look at Naked Brands. It's probably going to be my last stock. Julian already looked at Eyes. Eyes is wild. It looks like there might be a pretty good retracement if you're trying to jump in there, but it's pretty crazy. SkyTrader, yes, that is Webull. This layout here is Webull. You can do a lot of customization. I added some things like having these tops up here and just making sure, kind of organizing this. You can just kind of drag these around. Super customizable. It's amazing. I really like Robinhood. I'll put it this way. I really liked Robinhood. It was a great starter platform. It was so great as a starter platform, and if they didn't do what they did, I would still be in Robinhood, 100%, 100%. But unfortunately for me and for them, they crossed the line, and I just can't. I just can't anymore. And it really, really freaking sucks because I liked it. Naked brands, please, please be appropriate. Okay, thank goodness. I get so scared. No. Okay, we're out of here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will have to look at that one another time. I'll do some research and I will let you know. I don't know what the rules are on YouTube, so I am not trying to get in trouble. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Boy, oh boy. Let me drink a sip of water before I freak out. That was pretty crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yep, Charlotte. I guess I'll end with your note. There are a lot of catalysts going on for AMC. That is my bread and butter right now. I think we have a lot of good things going, and I'm very optimistic about the future. Naked brand swimwear. David, I don't know if I can do anything with that naked brand on the stream right now. Anything at all. Boy, oh boy. Okay, let me. I got you, LJ. Let me take a look, buddy. GHVI. I'm not clicking on any links. I'll tell you that right now. I learned my lesson. I don't know why these guys don't have anything on here. Profile. Okay, Gores Holdings is a blank check company. The company is formed. Wait, isn't this the same thing we just saw? Oh, this is so interesting. They do the same thing as ArcLight. See, what I don't know about is how popular is this? ArcLight does the same exact thing that Gores does, which is the asset acquisition, share price, like stock purchase, reorganization of businesses, stuff like that. It's so interesting, but like it's like they do two things, unless the industries that they connect companies with are like, for example, this one is the industrials, technology, telecommunications, media, entertainment, whereas these guys were they're connecting companies. Where am I? Whereas these guys are connecting companies in these sectors, energy and natural resources. So that would make a little more sense as far as their business standpoint, because I thought it was a separate part that they were in. So maybe that's what they do. So I'm curious, because a lot of times whenever you have these, there's a merger coming. Oh, that's pretty interesting. A lot of times when you have these companies that are in similar industries, there's a lot of institutional ownership. They don't have any institutional ownership on here. I bet you that these guys would probably have something similar. Let's see the news. SPACs. All this news is old too, so nothing really big. Chart. This bear run. I mean, it really hurt a whole lot of people. Insane. Do I think AMC will beat earnings or come close to? I haven't really seen the earnings predictions or anything like that. I think it really depends on when the earnings predictions were out, and if they were anticipating on being open. If they thought they were going to be open in January, and if they weren't able to, I don't know if they're able to modify or adapt or whatever their statements, but if they thought it was going to be open, then it's going to look bad and it's going to sound bad. But if they anticipated 0 this whole time and they were able to open, let's say they were anticipating an opening in the middle of the year and they opened at this time, a lot of people, let me say this really quick, like cruises and stuff, they're anticipating on being open in June. So if these guys are similar, but they were able to open a little bit earlier, like these New York ones, and I'm sure you saw they were like sold out and stuff. It was just so crazy. If that's the case, then it could look good. And this is what I've been saying. If it looks a little bit good, it's going to be a lot of bit good. And this is because I call them traditional retail investors who have been investing for a long time. They only want companies with good like balance sheets. They want to see good stuff. And if they don't see that, then they won't invest. So if AMC looks a little bit good, I think that they could drive some new investors. But who really knows? It could be a little tricky for them. I had one more thought. And remember, guys, I have that video out about AMC. It's kind of like an AMC motivational video. I'm not sure if anybody caught it yet, but I'm trying to get that shared. I want people to see that video. I think it'll be huge to share it and let people know that we are we have to hold these guys. I'm going to leave you with this. These hedge funds are going to play games. They're trying to play games. They're trying to mess us up, and they're trying to bring us down. And right now we're very close to our goals. We're very close to getting what we want. Look at this. We're sitting at 11:03 in the after hours. This could go up in the morning. I mean, it's been going up. We've been on a great run, and they're going to try to mess us up. They're going to try to slow our momentum. They're going to try to scare us. They're going to try to make us sell, and we need to hold strong. Now, I always say, keep in mind, take care of yourself. Take care of your family, pay your bills, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But if that's not the case, if you're good, this is play money, you're okay with it, then people need to know that now's the time to hold. Now is the time, and we need to make sure that we spread the word. So if you wouldn't mind sharing that video on anything you can, share. Let people let people know, let them know that they're probably going to try to short ladder attack us or take us down. We need them to know. Man, I said I was going to go, but you guys just make me want more. You know what? Okay. I'm going to have to call it, oh gosh. Let's do this tomorrow. I think 7:30 is. I like 7:30 a little bit better. I think it gives some more people on the West Coast to kind of get home a little better, to kind of just settle in, eat some dinner and stuff before they hop on and kind of relax. So I think I'm gonna try for 7:30 from now on, but just so there's some kind of consistency as far as. As what you're saying, Christopher, yes, diamond hands. We need them to know diamond hands. It is it's so important, guys. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video. It helps me out so much with getting these videos seen and making people aware of these stocks. They can't buy the stocks if they don't know that they're, that they exist or that anything like that. You know what I mean? So super important. Super important. I think that's what I have. Thank you all again. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I appreciate all of you. It's so much fun chatting with you guys. I like the section where I like how tonight we looked at a few different stocks. Granted, I can't know every stock, but it is fun to look at some of these stocks. As long as there's not naked girls on the homepage of the website. Alex, you're crazy. Alex says it's 3:07 a.m. for me right now. Where are you? Where in the world are you? You know what? I see you wanted me to say Neo. Well, I'm waiting for you to answer that. Let's take a look at Neo. Hey, this is looking pretty good, my friend. This is looking pretty good. Take a look here. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever there's that descending level of resistance, and it just, see this green candle right here? This is nice. And so this is what you're looking for. If you would have waited here until it looks like it just gapped up though. What was that about? Oh, that was see here. This was after hours right here, and then here's the pre-market. It just kind of gapped up right there. And so this is huge. This is a great little run. And is this for today? Oh yeah, this was for today. Yeah, they're up 17% on the day. That's nice. That's a nice little run. The UK, man, that's incredible. We're in the UK, guys. But all right, I appreciate all of you guys so much. Please consider sharing my videos. Please consider subscribing, liking. All of that is great. I appreciate all of you so much. I'm going to try to be on tomorrow again at 7:30 Central. And thanks again. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.